Parents, what's the most horrifying thing you've ever done to protect your child from danger? June 12, 2014, was the day our lives changed forever. My wife Emma had left for work early, and I was in the kitchen making breakfast for our daughter, Sarah, who was 9 at the time. She sat at the table, half awake, picking at her cereal while I tried to get her ready for another day of 4th grade. I was stirring my coffee when the phone rang. I didn't recognize the number, but I answered, thinking it might be a telemarketer. But it wasn't. The voice on the other end of the line was low, calm. Too calm. "Mr. Allen, I just wanted you to know that your daughter is very beautiful," he said, his tone dripping with something dark and menacing. "We'll be seeing her soon." My stomach dropped. I demanded to know who he was, but he hung up without another word. I stood there, stunned, my mind racing. I had no enemies, no debts, nothing that could explain why someone would call me like that. But as I looked at Sarah, still innocently munching her cereal, I realized I needed to take this seriously. I pulled Sarah out of school that day. Emma came home early, and we called the police. They took our statement, but they couldn't do much without more information. Just a phone call, no number to trace, no name. But that was only the beginning. The calls kept coming. Every few days we'd get another one. Each one was worse than the last. The man started talking about Sarah's school, describing the color of her backpack, the times we left the house, the routes we drove. He knew everything about us. I asked the police for help, but without an immediate threat, there was nothing they could do. We changed our routines, kept Sarah home, even moved her bed into our room at night. But it didn't stop. We were trapped, unable to leave, unable to feel safe even in our own home. One night, I was sitting in the living room, my shotgun across my lap, when I heard the creak of the front porch. I shot up, creeping to the window. A dark figure was standing just outside, watching the house. I bolted to the door and threw it open, but by the time I got outside, he was gone. That was when I knew this wasn't going to end unless I took matters into my own hands. I spent weeks doing my own digging. I took time off work, spent hours every night combing through local records, searching for any hint of this man or his associates. I managed to piece together enough clues from overheard conversations, strange vehicles parked on our street, and calls with distorted voices to figure out who they were. One by one I found them. And one by one, I took them out. The first man was easy. He was the one I'd seen outside our house that night, the one who'd called. I followed him for days, watching his routines, learning his patterns. He liked to drink at a dive bar on the edge of town. One night, I waited for him in the parking lot. When he stumbled out, alone and drunk, I confronted him. He laughed, mocking me, telling me there was nothing I could do to stop them. He was wrong. I shot him right there in the parking lot, making sure no one was around to see. I knew how to cover my tracks, how to make it look like a random attack. The police ruled it an unsolved homicide. No one ever suspected me. The second man was harder. He was smarter, more cautious. I had to be patient, to wait for the right moment. I followed him to a remote cabin in the woods where he liked to hide out. I cornered him there and we fought. He nearly overpowered me, but I was driven by something stronger than fear. I shot him, watched him bleed out on the cabin floor. I left no trace, no witnesses. The last man took months to find. He had gone underground, hiding from the police, from me, from anyone who might be looking. But I was relentless. I scoured every corner of our town. Every connection, every lead. When I finally found him, he begged for his life, swearing he'd never come near Sarah again. But I knew better. People like him don't stop. So I did what I had to do. It was over. Or at least, that's what I told myself. The police never linked me to the murders. As far as they knew, 3 men involved in various criminal activities had met violent ends, all separate, all unrelated. I went back to my life, back to my family, pretending nothing had changed. But I changed. I was haunted, not by what I'd done, but by the knowledge that I was capable of it. Every time I look at Sarah, I feel both relief and terror, knowing the lengths I went to protect her. Emma never knew the full truth. She thought the men had just disappeared, that the threat had simply faded away. But I knew better. I still sleep with a gun beside my bed, just in case. I tell myself it's over, that my daughter is safe. But sometimes, late at night, I hear footsteps on the porch, voices whispering outside our window. I check and there's nothing there. Just shadows. Just memories.